So I thought I'd give you guys a little demo of the BeatBox. You find the code here on GitHub on my repo, and you can either download the code using the zip file, or you can clone it if you're familiar with Git, and it will be easy to update. So when you get the code, we go to Falcon and load up Drum Designer and find some cool sounds here. Drum and bass, we could try this one. Yeah, sounds good. Let's take it down a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. And then we go to events here, and I usually load the script not on this program level, but go to the part level. So if I change the instrument, the script will not disappear. If you load the script processor on the instrument, it will disappear when you load a new instrument if you don't save it. So let's go in here and find where you have your code downloaded. Falcon UVI script for me, and this one is in generators and BeatBox. Some other scripts here too, you can look at if you want. Okay, so we have fragmented beats loading. First thing I want to do is get the mapping for Drum Designer. So you see this change. You can of course map your own if it's not one of the ones from UVI. You can use the listen button to set another input note, or just drag or type C1 and here you go. Next thing to do is I like to set part to source, meaning kick goes to number 1, snare to 2, snare to 3, hi-hat goes to number 4, and so on. So let's change this 1/8 to a quarter note, and you get classic 4 on the floor. Let's hear it. Yeah, good stuff. And also a note, you can, if autoplay is activated, you can play a keyboard like normal, and it will also autoplay when you use the transport button. If you disable autoplay and press your keyboard, it will start playing the sequencer triggered from the keyboard. You can also start playing here without activating play up here, but if you have several parts, it is good to start everyone at the same time using the transport, so you can load up several parts with different generators. Okay, so next thing we could do is add something to the snare. You have different options here for creating or adding. You have some fragments that can be created for you, like this. Create a fragment consisting of even and dot. This time we got just 1/4. Here is something else, and something else. But in this case I want to load my own. Just pick one single 1/8 dot. So let's hear what this sounds like. So now you hear this this note, and you can see in the tooltip below the total beat duration for this fragment, and this will keep repeating without resetting. So I'll show you later how you can reset after 1 or 2 bars if you want to, but otherwise it will just keep on playing and always shifting. So it will offset like, yeah. So let's put in a hi-hat too, perhaps. 1/16 hi-hat. Let's hear what that is like. Yeah, cool. Classic stuff. Works well. So I'll put in just one more now. Snare. If you start with a minus, you get a rest. So now you get a rest of 1/16 at the start, and we can add 1/8 dot, for instance. So this sounds like, yeah. So you have this offsetting against each other. Let's now save what we have here to slot number 1, and we'll set up a part order. If we use 0, we get the current state of the fragments just as it is here. So I talked about resetting this. Now when I have defined no repeats, it will repeat every bar, so it will reset every bar. Listen. Yeah, so now you hear the 8 dot resetting after each bar. So let's change this to 1, repeat it 2 times, and part 1 evolving 2 times. I'll show you what that is. So now we have 1 is this. You have 8 slots to store things, to store the entire setup here in rhythmic fragments. What happens here is that first time it will repeat with no change. Second time it will repeat twice and evolve. So evolve will be activated and the settings here will be performed. So if I say 100%, it will trigger a change every bar. Adjust means that the beat values will be changed, so it doubles or halves or adds a dot, stuff like that. So let's put it at 75, so it will happen pretty often. And you can also set a bias of slow or fast, and we prefer fast, so we'll have shorter values every round, and up to a minimum resolution of 1/32. So let's hear what this sounds like. And watch evolve. Yeah, cool. So now what you actually get is fills that change every time they're played. So here you can set in parts like up to 8 different settings or states of this, and repeat, evolve, and all you want. You can also play it live, like if you disable part order, it will play what's here and what you select. So if I want to select evolving, I can start it and it will evolve immediately. And I can manually hit recall and it will go back. So when you hit recall, it goes back to the last stored state. So in this case there is just one, so it will go back to that one. But you could make a new one here. I could go a little crazy and say randomize fragments, then all fragments are randomized. I'll save this to slot number 2. So let's hear what it sounds like. So you can recall the latest, and you can press this for going to one specific state. Let's look at one last thing. If you go into hi-hat, you can add accents to every nth note, or to fragment start or downbeat, upbeat, and it will use the accented value here. So I'm not sure how much velocity difference there is with this particular in Drum Designer. So let's check out what we get. Listen to the hi-hat. Yeah, not too much going on there in terms of velocity. Let's check out. I'll try this one, Stone B, see if it has more velocity difference. Yeah, a little bit, not too much. Okay, that's it.